Let me see, make sure everything is good, and it looks like it. Hello all newcomers, and welcome back my fellow Eternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP. I'm getting started actually a little bit late tonight, and I'm sorry about that, guys, but it is with good purpose. First off, I want to tell you guys thank you so much. We are officially here at 1131 subscribers, so that is a big deal for us. We've been consistently trying to push toward 2,000, as you can see up here. Empire of Whitewind jumped in and said, first, thank you very much for hanging out. But yeah, tonight's a big night. I hope Richard hasn't gone to bed, actually. I hope he can join us in the live stream because today is the day of the launch of our Guide to Foundation and Principles, and he talked about how excited he was to read that. So I am super hype to join in. Empire of Whitewind said, "Woo, nice job, everyone." Yeah, absolutely. We are pushing it out. I am super hyped to see Prime Minister Andrew Carter jumping in. Said, "Good afternoon, Your Imperial Majesty." I'm doing well. How about you? Um, Please let me know how everything's going for you, Andrew Carter. Um, Prime Minister Carter. Gooligan said, I'm here. What's going on, Matt? Hey, Matt's here to join us for the launch of our Guide to Foundation and Principles. So, if you guys don't know, I've been talking about it, kind of hinting around at it for the last few streams, but we are trying to launch a document that details information about our government and what we're trying to do, how we're trying to go about that. So, this is a guide for Eternia in very, very brief and in very, very direct terms. This is something that is like a definitional document or a like outline. It is a guide of foundation and principles, so it explains sort of why Eternia was started with a preface from me, and then it talks about how Eternia is structured and the purposes behind why it's doing things. So the multiple things. Matt said, "Rip, I forgot to get my Unity medal. We'll get it soon anyway." That's all right. We have been really hype about trying to get that moving forward. Oh, hey, Richard Taylor's here. Hey, I'm glad to see it. Yeah, so I again wanted to thank everybody for 1131. This is the man I wanted to see. So, um, multiple things. Um, guess who beat us to the medal? Um, Richard. Oh yeah, Richard did. Richard got the medal first. But yes, you all can still buy your own Unity medals. This is something that we're trying to get out to the micronational community as a whole, and that I want to make more known. We have 7 viewers right now. I appreciate that, guys. If you guys like the video and share it with people, it helps out, especially because tonight we're launching this foundational document for our nation, and so it's really big that we get that out to people and that people know how to access that. One of the first things, the way that we actually did that, the way that we're going about this, is if you go down to the bottom of our website, you can see our About Us, and we've edited it a little bit. It used to just be this right here. The Empire of Eternia is a thriving micronation that aims to invite individuals from all over the world to join a growing community that strives to come together and achieve greatness through support of each other. We have amended that to add a bottom portion that now includes our guide to foundation and principles. So we're filling out our site a little bit more. We're getting a lot more of the culture of Eternia, the feel of Eternia woven into our website. So it says, to learn more, please visit our guide to foundation and principles below. And when you click on that link, bada boom, bada bing, you are in. And this is our guide to foundation and principles that you are able to read. Now, this is the first version of it, the first iteration. So if there's any typos, anything weird like that that somehow I missed, please let me know. I've proofread it a couple times, but I may have missed something. I may have messed something up. If something sounds confusing or doesn't make sense, please let us know as well, because I want this to be a rough outline of things. It's not supposed to be all of the details and accountings of things that have happened to us so far. We have a little bit about that in our Great Amassing tab, which I actually want to talk more about and have a continued detail of here in a second. But you can see that we have all the way up through March 29th of 2020, we have detailing, so up to basically this time last year. So we need to now bring in our new update for 2021. or I guess for the rest of 2020 into 2021, for last year, we need to bring that in and update it. But this guide of foundation and principles isn't really supposed to be about detailing history. We're going to have some continued stuff, like I actually want to open a museum on the website, and I want to talk about that soon. But in the meantime, this document is supposed to give everybody a clear understanding of what we're working with and why we're doing it. The primary phrasing being that we are trying to start these projects. We have this outline designed of how our government works functionally at the moment, and then we are providing some continuation of that by describing the way that we are setting up our economy and our infrastructure to work. So multiple things. Richard Taylor said, "Greetings, AP." White Wind said, "I don't remember, but someone beat us." Richard, yep. Richard Taylor said, "Greetings, White Wind." Everybody's saying greetings to Richard. White Wind said, "Emperor AP, I have died you on Discord, but I cannot." I guess he's saying DM'd you on Discord, but I cannot be on Discord at the moment. Oh, I appreciate it. I will check it out in just a little while. Surdom said, "Yo, yo, yo." Everybody's hitting each other up. Richard said, "I had to uninstall Discord. It was making my phone slow, even though I didn't use it much." I'm sorry to hear about that. I definitely think it depends on the model phone you have and stuff like that. As well, I've had weird Discord glitches myself, both on my computer and on my phone. So Discord's kind of a weird app, but it's cool. It's one of our biggest places actually that our community gathers. So I appreciate it for that at very least. So we have this guided foundation of principles. Real quick, I'm going to play us some Pink to get us started tonight, have us hanging out. But you guys definitely let me know what you think of this guided foundation of principles. This is the thing that's rolling us into our prestige system, and that's something we talked about last time on the stream. That's something that I'm continuing to talk about just a little bit tonight, because what that means for us at the moment is a lot of let me see if I could change this up real quick. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about this beat for it. Let's try this one.
Writing's not that easy.
Oh gosh.
Grammarly can help.
I don't trust you.
Is grammatically correct.
Okay, there we go. So, let me make sure this music isn't killing y'all. Cool. So, everybody's saying greetings. Yeah, the thing that I really wanted to talk about, guys, is just this connection between what we're doing coming very soon and the guided foundation of principles. The guided foundation of principles right now effectively is acting like a middleman between what we have done so far and this big push that we're about to make, and how those things kind of line up. So we have formed our government. That was the biggest thing that we did last year. Was we had this entire workup, this entire push by our community to try and get to 1,000 subscribers. And when we did that, we started looking toward the future at making consistent long-term money with monetization of our YouTube channel, with promotion of our Etsy, and with trying to create a stable economy for ourselves. We have done that pretty well so far. We're continuing into early successes, but what I want to point out to everybody, and what I really want understood about the crucial time in this development, is that this is the stage now where we take that government that we initially established, that we've started to work the kinks out of, that we've started to get moving in a positive direction, and we're trying to make that now into a large-scale, fleshed-out system for a political and economic sphere in Eternia. And this is something that gets a little bit complicated. It's about managing not only people and their individual interests, but also about your resources and about how you're going to make things work. Ooh, hold up. A whole bunch of stuff. Empire of Whitewind said, "Hey, last night's gang is back." Duchy of Age says, "Nice." Matt said, "If you guys don't know, Matt's on our aristocrat board as well." Daniel Maloney said, "Hello from the Dan Republic." Andrew Carter said, "Good morning, good afternoon." Richard Taylor said, AP, you're going to be busy with Eternium notes. I ordered some more last night and today. Richard is about to be jumping up on the aristocrat board. That's what I'm hearing. Richard number 5 on the aristocrat board already I think should have jumped up, but we're going to total that out. We're going to send it out soon, and we will have Richard's number changing quickly. As well, we have Matt's number securing in place very, very soon. So with 60 notes, so we're going to talk about that. But all of that aside, all of those update things aside, we have some things that we're sending out at the moment. So both Matt and Drew's rings, excuse me, their owl's marks were supposed to be sent out today. They are actually being sent out tonight. They probably won't leave in the mail till tomorrow though. So I just wanted to let you know. I haven't officially checked off the done thing because I won't do it until I make sure it's in the mail and it's ready to go. But I will be checking that off tonight. So I just want you guys to know in case it passes midnight that we're sending it. We're not trying to be late on it. Matt said he got another 15 notes in the mail today. Hey, very nice. Empire of White One said, writing's not that easy. Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy. Makes sense. Richard Taylor said, sweet. Daniel Maloney said, good Prime Minister Andrew Carter. We have 8 viewers right now. I appreciate y'all. And I hope y'all are here to talk about the Guide to Foundation of Principles, because it's something cool. It's something new that we're doing, and it's the thing that I like about this stage of our growth and this development for us is that it's really a lot about what we can be and what we want to be in the future. When we start looking at land, when we start looking at developments like how everything's going to work with how people live in everyday society in Eternia, this is the moment. This is the way to start that paving. This is the way to start having that work even before we have fully connected land, when we have all of our citizens still eagerly, actively working, and when we start to have a little bit of money in our pocket. We have 12 viewers right now. Thank you guys very much. I'm blown away. Trudeau jumped in. Hello, Trudeau. It's good to see you. I'm excited about the content you sent. I replied to you about that. Zane Karatala jumped in. It's good to see Zane. Yeah, everybody jumping in. I'm so excited. Isaiah Burdett joining. Yeah, we are launching everybody, 11 people. Nice. So we're launching this Guide to Foundation of Principles, and what that means for us is really a stepping stone to the next step, and that next step being this prestige system. The prestige system is something that, while I have wanted to get everything fully released and be done all at the same time, I've actually started to release more and more slowly because I wanted to make sure that everything was lined up properly for people to start using it right away. But that's coming very, very soon. So I figure the Guide to Foundation and Principles, it's launching ahead of the Prestige system, is something that will give people a little bit of an understanding of what the Prestige system is going to be, and will also get people excited and invested in what Eternia is going to be doing in the future. So when you see changes on the Etsy, when you see changes on a whole bunch of stuff, because we are developing these different goods and services, that we are going to be creating opportunities for larger job markets within the Empire of Eternia, and more opportunities for our citizens to do things. We're having like an organized community now, and so that's what I'm trying to push forward, is that when someone comes into this community, that the community knows this stuff so well and is already working in this system so functionally that when someone comes in, they're directed to the right place. They know what to do. They know how they can progress in this really cool thing we're building. So we're trying to make it better and better. Matt said, Richard, if you're into hunting, I'm sure Eternia will get some land and woods or forests. Absolutely. I think it would be very, very cool, and I would like to do that. Multiple things. Richard Taylor says, between you, me, hold up. Oh gosh. I love it. I love it. You can immerse yourself. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. A whole bunch of people. Richard Taylor a while back says, between you and me, Goulian, we'll have Eternia on solid ground in no time. I appreciate y'all. That's the kind of support that we need in this community. Not just for Eternia, but for all micronations. And that's something that I'm really, really excited to push forward through Eternia. The Empire of White Wind said, 11 people, Richard Taylor, yep. Truto said, BTW Aiden, is it possible to upload if it's taken down? Sure, but I wouldn't suggest like getting rid of your own content. You know what I mean? If that's your content, that's your content. I would say better to like create content that's unique for the thing. If you want to, sure, but I'd say leave your content up if you want. Richard Taylor says, I love to go hunting. Yeah, absolutely. That would be very, very cool. Truto says, here everyone does it. I assume he means hunt. Matt says, we will legit have land in no time, Richard. Haha. Yes, we absolutely will. Right now, our economy is getting really, really close to $500. That's a big mark for us, and so we're about to be updating the website again to do stuff with trying to create an icon bar for showing how much land progress we have. But there's some things that actually right now have to be factored in and taken into account. Right now, the way that our treasury accounts for how much money it has is based around our total income. But that does not take into account the cost of materials, the expenses that are incurred in trying to create these goods and services for everybody. So we have to go back in and actually total that up for a number of things. But that is all to come. Empire White One says, if you look at the map and the website, there are so many Prussian-like flags. Agreed. Richard Taylor says, I'm anxious to get it done. Me too, we're going to. We have 12 viewers right now hanging out with us, helping us to launch the Guide to Foundation Principles. If you guys like the stream, it helps us to grow so much. It helps us to get connected to people all over the world, like you can see on our micronational map on our website. If you guys have your own micronations, apply. Let us know where your micronational community around the world is. Matt said, indeed, everybody's hyped to get the Empire of Eternia rolling. White Wind says, in my opinion, my flag is the most creative. Very, very cool. Trudeau says, my flag is dumb, but I can't decide in it. I don't think it's dumb, Trudeau. It's part of who you are. Empire of White Wind says, Eternia has the most well-thought flag. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Truto says on. Drew said, just wait for it, AP. $65 coming through soon. That is very cool. Thank you, Matt. Or Drew, excuse me. If that's Drew, that actually means that Matt might be getting passed up in the near future. This might be, if y'all have been sleeping on Drew, don't sleep on Drew. Drew is not one of our citizens yet, but he's somebody who is eager to get citizenship. Matt and Drew are actually working on a show to get his brother Drew citizenship. So that is super, super exciting. Multiple things here. Isaiah Burdett said, message retracted. Gooligan says, at least if we get recognized by the UN when we have multiple territories, we can make Eternia have Polka Dota. I'm very confused. I'm not exactly sure. Let me turn it down a little bit. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff here. Isaiah Burdett retracted their message. Empire of Zerkaland says, very soon the Empire of Zerkaland will adopt the Imperial Note. We are just saving up. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Zerkaland. I'm excited to see that move forward. I also need to contact, who is it? Lakeland, and get some information from them and stuff. There's a lot going on. Roland Brewer says, hello, AP, and everyone. Hope all is well. We're doing good, Roland. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate you hanging out with us, and today we're launching our Guide to Foundation and Principles. So if you've ever wanted to learn more about how the Empire of Eternia is set up or structured or whatever, you can check that out on our website. Dutchy Beige said, hello, Roland. Joanne K said, Isaiah, currently there's no stocks, but people are currently thinking about making businesses in Eternia, including me. Very, very cool. Um, oh, they were asking about buying stock in Eternia? That's interesting. Trudeau said, so there's going to be a free, so there is going to be a free market. To a certain extent, yes, absolutely. Empire of White One says, don't worry, I'll just send $122 your way if my parents allow it. You'll just blow up the game. You'll just actually top the aristocrat board instantaneously. Richard Taylor says, Gooligan, I pulled an old espionage trick on you. I told you I would buy the medal at 11:30 a.m. this morning. I bought it last night, right after the live stream ended. Selective disinformation works. He's trolling you, Matt. He's coming up. He's punching up at you, Matt. Matt said I was gonna buy it the second he announced it, but I couldn't. And then he said espionage. Dang, you gotta watch out for espionage, man. White One said, oof. Richard Taylor said, greetings, Roland. Drew saying, and Richard, last stream, I pulled an espionage trick on you thinking I was buying yesterday, but really I got more money, so have fun catching up. Ooh, okay. So Drew said he invested his in money. Drew might hit the top of the thing. If Drew can catch up to his brother, this will be interesting. Drew might top the aristocrat board. The Empire of Zerkaland says, just FYI, our nation is pronounced Zycroland. Oh, my apologies. That does make more sense. I was switching some of the sounds around. Zycroland. Perfect. I got it. Gooligan says, do it, White Wind, and then I do 150 USD. Oh, y'all are gonna absolutely blow this up. This is gonna be crazy. Boop. Okay. Um, a whole bunch of stuff. Um, do it white win, then I do 150 USD. Matt, you're gonna go crazy on it. Drew said Empire of Whiteland, then I would pull my savings to White Wind. Then I'd pull my savings to buy more than you, $100 more. This is gonna be insane. Then I'll do $237. Then I'll do 369. Y'all are going crazy. Trudeau said I once had a dream where I went to AP's house and stole all the imperial notes. Uh, Goodness, don't do it. Don't steal all the notes. I would be very very disappointed. We'd have to go print more. Like it'd just be interesting. It would make our notes like have incredible street cred though. We got robbed for our notes. They're absolutely valuable then. Um, Gulligan says LMAO. Gabe Fritz says oof are tall for real betting. I think they are, Gabe. I think they're for real betting. They're going at it. They're aristocrats. They're balling out hard. Duchy of Beige says, heh. Empire of Whiteland says, then I'll go to the fields and save up for $1,000. Incredible. Drew K says, lies Empire of Whitewind, I call your bluff. Then they said, bluff. I live in the country, fields all around me, easy to make money. Ooh, Drew Andy K said, I smell some cap. Andrew Carter saying good afternoon. Zycroland said, y'all talking about how y'all are going to buy $100 worth of Imperial notes. Zycroland said, me, I am buying $300 worth. Incredible. Absolute bidding war. Richard brought up a nice point. Greetings to Tiffany, chilling in the background. He recognizes. He recognizes. Hey, very cool. Tiffany and I are hanging out. Thank you. Um, Matt said, do it, try my throne. Even if you do take it, you won't have it for long. Gabe Fritz said, do it. They're all fighting. Ooh, yay. Okay. Gabe Fritz said, do it. Durandy K said, this cannot be my, this cannot be. Truto said, laughs in 100 and then 1000, and then did a sign. That's interesting. Hedgie said hello. Hey, Hedgie, if you're new here, we are a Micronation YouTube channel. We are creating a country. We've been doing that pretty well. Thank you. If you want to know more about that, check out our website. We actually just launched our Guide to Foundation and Principles, which talks all about the way that our micronation's set up. So if you want to learn more about the lovely people you see in the chat or about us, join our Discord, do a whole bunch of stuff with, oh no, absolutely not. And hang out with us, because we are having fun. Give me just 1 second, guys. Trying to race to plug in my computer before it dies. It's asleep?
Yeah.
Ruh-roh. You okay?
It's just all the way. And it's only like half of it, but it's all the way down. This whole half is this way, but this half is like, no.
Mm-hmm. You okay? Can you get up? Okay. Mm.
It's pins and needles right now. It just kind of stiff.
Goodness gracious. I'm sorry. Okay, hey guys, sorry about that. I was trying to get my computer to get plugged in because I was slacking and I didn't do it at the beginning of the stream. Let me switch out so y'all can see the background again, and we will jump into a little bit more with our website and stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. Ooh, we have 12 people viewing. Thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. We are slowly growing. We really, really are. We're slowly growing into a real nation. This is incredible. We are absolutely and have always been absolutely serious about that we are a nation, that we are seeking sovereignty and independence, but that the road to that and the navigation to that is tricky. We have absolutely surpassed my best estimates, at least initially, of how feasible it was to get everything off the ground the way we have, and we've done spectacularly. So I thank you guys so much for that. We've created an awesome community here, especially Hedgie. If you haven't checked us out, I recommend it. A whole bunch of stuff. Drew said, little do you know I'll put in 3,000 eventually. Drew's going crazy. Dutchy Beige says, hello, Hedgie. Trudeau said, Fiticus. Roland Bluer said, I think Tiffany's asleep or reading a very good book. She was chilling. She was chilling on the internet, and now she's hanging out in the background, in the far back. The Empire of Zycroland says, we want a tour of the Imperial Palace of Eternia. We absolutely could do that in the future. That'll be very, very soon. I would love to do it once we have land, though, because once we have land, we can send you out a passport, and you can come and you can check out everything that we've developed specifically based around just the ideals and the aesthetic of Eternia. But for right now, that would be a little bit difficult to figure out, but we absolutely can make that happen. Potentially as we save up for stuff like that, so that'll be an interesting thing to talk about. White Wimp said, my dad owns a company in which will be given to me, and it has $7,000 in it right now, so I can give lots of money to Attorney in the future. Hey, that's very cool. Thank you very much, and definitely keep us updated on that, and just talk to us about how you're doing. And how your business has been working out. We have 13 viewers right now. That is absolutely incredible. Our top number ever has been 19 on a live stream, and every single night we get really close to it, and we hit so near it for a few seconds. Sometimes we'll get 18, sometimes we'll get 17 or something. It's really cool to see it jump up. And especially because the longer that we have a live stream like this, where we have 12 viewers consistently, the longer that means that we are getting in watch time hours. So that's incredible for us. Ooh, Tiff's out here with the good snack. Oh my god. I appreciate you. You're very cool. Tiff's just very cool. Wow. You gotta really appreciate someone who's kind to you, just in little moments out of the goodness of their heart. Just absolutely wonderful. Tiffany just brought me like a plate of like carrots and broccoli and ranch, and like it in and of itself isn't like a crazy big thing, but just that I didn't ask for it or anything. She brought it to me, being thoughtful as fuck. That makes me really happy. It made my night. I appreciate it. As well, we're launching the as well we're launching the Guide of Foundation and Principles, which is a big deal for us and is part of everything that we're doing in the future. So I'm excited to get further in on it. Um, ooh, a lot of continued chat. Trudeau said, ooh, Um, Matt says, White Wind makes an entire company go poor just to be the richest. He said, but I do have a foolproof plan. White Wind says, yep. Matt said, you can't beat me even if you tried it. They're betting over like who can buy the most imperial notes and invest the most in our economy so that they can be the richest and the number one on the aristocrat board. If you guys don't know what that is, if you haven't checked out our website, the Aristocrat board is a fairly newer addition within the last month or so on our website, but we have that Aristocrat board on there, which just talks about. Let me see if I can get it to show up. Ooh. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of stuff real quick. Give me just 1 second, guys. Let me figure this out. Okay, so I appreciate it, guys. We have 12 viewers right now. For some reason, my like cursor has disappeared, and it sucks, but I'm trying to manage. Um, Empire of White Wind says I'm not bluffing because the members are only me and the royal family and my best friend. That's very, very cool. Um, a whole bunch of stuff. Richard Taylor says, Drew Andy K said, I will buy more than you no matter how long it will take. Richard Taylor said, I had like $250 left out of my disability check. I bought some gear for my survival bag and then dropped 30 on Eternium notes. I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot. And that's something that I want to be able to like open up for and make this easier for. Like people are just legitimately investing in our currency and are applying that concept that we've been talking about so much of just wanting to develop something that can have a larger reach and a larger effect for the people who invest in it. So that's what we're trying to do right now. Is we're trying to open up ways that people can not only use their imperial notes as a show off of supporting Eternium for being known like on our aristocrat board, but can also be able to use that tangibly and have a recorded amount of how much notes they have through the internet. So we are actively trying to build and develop a system to function that way that's going to work pretty well in line with our prestige system that'll be coming up soon and that you can read about in our Guide to Foundation and Principles, but that's a whole thing. Tiff's chin. How you doing, Tiff? We're eating little trees. Eternia, actually, if you didn't know, is a giant realm, and we eat trees. Hmm. 13 viewers, still getting super close to our big goal, 20. 20 viewers at one time would be the most we've ever had on a stream. Richard Taylor said, Matt said, Richard, no. Zycroland, excuse me, I need to get this right. Zycroland said, what inspired you to create Eternium? It's a fantastic question. What I did, probably when I was like 12 or 13, was I was just like learning about, just like Googling whatever and playing on the internet, and I learned about micronations. And I started like researching them and basically just trying to become a part of the community, seeing if I could join any micronation, seeing what was out there and how it worked. Um, and I found a lot of difficulty in that. I the reason that I wanted to get into micronationalism ultimately became about trying to make a better life for myself and my family, and just feeling like the society that I had been brought up in, and the one that my parents I had watched work through, wasn't working right and wasn't helping them as much as I thought it should be. So I wanted to set out to make something better and a different way of living. So I looked into micronationalism, tried to learn about it, felt like the micronations that were already there that I could find at the time weren't adequate to my interests. So I created my own. And I started talking to people on the internet and trying to explain my thoughts about micronationalism in order to um, develop that. And that part of the Empire of Eternity was about 2 years ago, and now here we are. So I am super thankful for everybody who's helped this community to blow up, and to have this belief that we can develop these things into a functional system for not just the Empire of Eternia, but ultimately to apply to micronationalism as a framework in general. And that's, right here, that's 1131 subscribers is a big testament to that, and I really appreciate it. I've never had a YouTube channel. I've had multiple YouTube channels before trying to do anything with micronationalism, and I have never had a YouTube channel that's come even close to this one, as far as support. And I think it's just because we've captured something particularly special. I know there's percentages you can look up, but there are only like a certain percent of YouTube channels that actually like ever hit 1,000 subscribers, which doesn't sound like a ton, but at the same time, it's like it's just a little bit rare. And then once you get past that point, it's um, I think the numbers start to change. But the only reason that we've been able to grow the way that we have is because of um, how often and how energetic our community has participated in everything that we've done. We have been able to do a lot just thanks to the support of this community that we have, um, and so that's kind of the idea. Is to try our best to get that as a as a benefit to you all, to make the Empire of Eternia something that works um, for everyone, and that's now what we are. So I started Eternia because I felt things weren't adequate. I am here now because I feel like um, people have believed in the idea that we can make something better, and it's important to show them that that's accurate, and just what we can do with the small amount of money we have now, and to show our plans for if we get continued investment.
What's his name? Your favorite? Not that one.
Thank you. Tiff is making us burgers for dinner. I'm really excited about it. Multiple things. Um, Matt said, Richard, no. Empire of Whitewind said 5 years, just wait. Matt said 7 months, just wait. Um, Trudeau said, BTW Aiden, would it be possible to send a package with Trudeau stuff to Eternia? Matt said, when Eternia gets a P.O. box. Yes, we're actively working on that. Trudeau said, yes. Drew said, I want to send stuff to Emperor AP possibly. Awesome. Zycroland said, opinion of Malasia. Let me hit you up with a couple questions, guys, real quick. I want to talk about Malasia. We'll get to that in a minute. But real quick, I have a question because it was brought up about the PO box. Would you guys be down for auctions? I want to start creating one-of-a-kind items for the Empire of Eternia and for our community. Of course, we'll have continued things that we develop as items on our store that people can buy. That'll be kind of timeless, but there will be certain things that we do for a bulk amount of people, but for a select time. But I also want to see things in the micronational community that just really explode in value. And so I think making a one-of-a-kind, unique thing from a particular moment in the history of the Empire of Eternia would be really, really cool to do auctions of. Or if we get something cool from a citizen and we get it and they're comfortable with it, or if they do it, send us it for the express purpose of doing an auction, we can auction off citizens like things on the stream and set it up like that. So that would be a really, really cool thing to see the community develop into if you guys are hype about that. Like if you want to support Eternia in that way and you think it would work out, let me know, because that's an idea that I've been kind of floating and talking to the government about. As far as Malasia, I did want to answer your question, Zycroland. I feel like Malasia is an inspiring nation. I feel like Malasia was a nation that, and is a nation that was built around the framework of the creator's imagination and their interest in micronationalism as a way of life, as defining micronationalism as something that can create someone's personality. And I think that was kind of different than what micronationalism had been prior, because micronationalism prior was Sealand, but it wasn't very well known. I mean, there were others as well, but one of the more famous being Sealand. But cases like Sealand were where somebody happened upon a thing that was put in a contested area and immediately had this kind of recognition and this setup. Malasia was one of the first well-known micronations to do it, and do it just because it was a part of who they were. And then I think that was a similar era of a lot of other micronations that had come out and started developing simultaneously to Malasia, whether they realized it or not. And so all of those nations kind of inspired each other, I think, and developed modern micronationalism. But I think there is some limitation. I think Kevin Baugh himself has talked about, that this isn't something that he's wanting to expand too much or wanting to do anything too crazy with. It's just the way that he chose to express himself and to create this interesting community. And so I think he has done with it what he wants. And I think there is kind of a ceiling to Malasia, unfortunately. But I think that has paved the way for a lot of creating what micronationalism is and has always been. And I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to come from Malasia. It's I think different than what, say, I want to do with micronationalism, and to actually make something that goes out of its way to recruit citizens as residential citizens, as people who live on the land and work on the land and are full-time Eternians. I just think it's a different way of living between the two. But I do absolutely respect Malasia. Drew Andy K said, I want to send stuff to Emperor AP. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Trudeau said, we want Eternia P.O. Box. We'll get it. Matt says, the moment we have listened to every Pink song? Pretty much, yes. Whiteland says, Malasia made me look into micronations? Absolutely. Trudeau says, cigarette. Zycroland said, same. Whiteland said, hi, yes. Whiteland said, I don't know about you guys, but it's 12:08 a.m. for me. It's 11:20 p.m. for me. White Wind said, Emperor AP, now that we have the same currency, I think we should let our businesses enter each other's places, like yours sell to my citizens and vice versa. Yeah, absolutely. We will have to talk about like an alliance, like a trade negotiation and alliance. I would love that, absolutely. Nova Lytris 18 said, I'm sorry for being late, Your Majesty. I have been working on schooling and work. I sincerely apologize. That's all good. I hope schooling and work are going well. I'm excited to see you, Nova Lytris. Empire of Zykerland said, I think Molossia is kind of a joke and kind of not. Agreed. I think Molossia takes itself very much as that. I think they stand as kind of a personal artistic creation in practice, but they do speak with a lot of authority in the micronational community for both those who are realist and fantastic micronations. Those of us who are sincerely trying to create countries like any other country, and those of us who are trying to create a political statement or an art piece. Um, Duchy of Beige says that's kind of what beige is. Interesting. I appreciate that. Matt says Molossia is a fun joke, though. Absolutely, a super expensive fun joke. Agreed. Um, so Zycroland said, "Yep." Whitewind said, "Well, yes and no, Matt." Trudeau said, "Gotta go for a second. All right. We will see you soon." Let me hit up this music. Sorry, guys. Hey. I'm not trying to jump up the music on y'all. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. A lot of stuff. Um, Empire of White Wind said it's a waste of money, but cool to have their own electricity and internet. Agreed. That is very respectable. Richard Taylor said, I'm actually surprised Molossia is still quote functioning. Agreed. Matt said, yeah. LOL. White Wind said, yeah. Zycroland said, yeah. White Wind said, message retracted. Richard Taylor said, well, when the Imperial Palace is being built, I guess I'll be part of the construction crew. I would love that, Richard Taylor. You'll have to actually help us with the design and with the ideas that go behind it. I would love your input. I actually have been wanting to talk to you, Richard Taylor. How do you feel about doing like historian stuff for the Empire of Eternia? I know you are big into writing. You're not too interested in doing filmed content, and I definitely understand that. But if you are interested in writing for us, and are interested in potentially either creating documentation concepts or just creating descriptions and outlines for things like on our website that would um, that you could just write in like a document and we could apply to. I want to create a history and a description of that history for the Empire of Eternia, and I want to have that in a museum on our website that people can check out and have different explanations and descriptions for how things happen, when they happen, and where things are leading. Richard says, if AP wants a secret tunnel, I'll build his secret tunnel. Thank you very much, Richard. Uh, um, Matt said Richard then just builds secret tunnels under the palace. Matt said working with the Imperial notes. Yes, absolutely. We would want to try and develop as much as we could with the Imperial notes, but of course, because depending on the timeline that the Imperial Palace is built, we will probably be back and forth between trying to figure out, trying to develop our economy on that land as being self-sufficient, so having food and things like that, as having everything someone needs. And we won't always have everything someone needs, so while we will pay people, I think, partially in Eternian notes, we'll always probably give them a percentage of it in either U.S. currency or say, hey, you can choose the amount that you want to be paid in Eternian notes versus USD. They're always, transferable. Um, Matt says Richard then builds secret tunnels. Um, I'm trying to jump back. I'm trying not to jump into the exact same ones that y'all just roasted me about jumping into. We have listened to every Pink beat ever. It's an interesting situation. Okay. I'm gonna do this one that's jumpy and that I kind of don't like, but it's fine. Uh, I like the music. I don't like the thing. Some bread said, "What's up, my guy? What's up, bread? How you doing? Are you making that bread?" Um, Drew said, "I'm 100% down for auctions. I would definitely like to do them." That sounds awesome. Yeah, we will absolutely hit it up. Um, some bread said, "What's up, my guy?" White Wind said, "I would possibly be up with that." Zycroland said, "I would love auctions." Trudeau said, "I'm bad at auctions, but I'm 100% that I like. I'm gonna use my alts." Matt said, "Bruh, no." Drew said, "I would love to sell some auction things." Richard said you could auction some one of a kind Eternium art done by Tiffany. You know I'd bid on that. Hey, Richard's complimenting Tiffany's art. Absolutely. We will have to hit it up. Um, Matt said LOL. Trudeau said Trudeau just chilling there, unknown due to lack of internet and even electricity. Uh, Matt says, I just see a museum and I just see in a museum 35 years later art painted by Tiffany. Of course, it's going to be a staple. Chucho says, I'm trying to get more people on the stream with alts, but it isn't working. Yeah, I would say instead of doing that, just hit people up and tell them to watch the stream if you can. Richard Taylor says, I actually thought it would be cool to have a museum dedicated only to micronations. That would be very cool. Trudeau says it's 6:21 a.m. here. Goodness, why are you awake so early, Trudeau? Duchy of Beige says that would be pretty neat. Thank you very much. Drew said I would love to make Eternium art one of a kind and such. Absolutely. I'd love to see it. Um, Trudeau says my favorite micronation is Saborga. That's interesting. I will have to learn more about Saborga. Trudeau says what we do produce our own water and sometimes electricity, depends who. Interesting. Everyone has the same Trutian water. Empire of White Wind says every human produces some sort of water. Oh goodness. Matt says honestly, we should get an app where people can track how many notes they have and stuff. Yes, absolutely. We do need to do something like that. Trudeau says if AP wants Eternian cities, Trudeau will fund them. The Eternian app? Oh, absolutely. Ryan said shy guy chat. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? How are you? Hedgie said, what about law enforcement? Oh, did you read our Guide to Foundation and Principles? That's an important thing. You should check out our Guide to Foundation and Principles. We don't actually currently have a law enforcement, but we also don't need one because you can kind of just be like removed from the Empire of Eternity. It's not there aren't that many. Law enforcement is basically me. Empire of White Wind says White Wind would find all allies to us. That's interesting. Oh, you would find out all of your allies. I absolutely want to talk about how the Empire of White Wind and the Empire of Eternia can work together, and a lot of micronations can work with the Empire of Eternia really soon in the future through our prestige system. That's kind of why we've launched the Guide to Foundation and Principles now, is because we're gearing up for the prestige system launch, and the prestige system launch is going to be something that we want to collaborate with other micronations on. So this is going to be a big deal. All artist propaganda said propaganda. Richard Taylor says I'm very detail oriented, so historian of the Empire of Eternia will be a good fit for me. Fantastic. I will talk to you about that a little more in the future. Trudeau says, bread, are you making some bread? That sounded so wrong. It sounded as if human, are you making human? Human, are you demultiplying? All artist propaganda said propaganda art. Yeah, I mean Ryan can make us some propaganda art. White Wind retracted their message. Zykerland said, how much land are you trying to buy, AP? A very small amount. To start off with, the Empire of Eternity is going to be probably the minimum size that it can be. When we start the Empire of Eternia and have its land going, that isn't going to be for us to have all of our citizens come and join right away. We're not going to have, 1,000 acres right away. What we're going to do is we're going to have an initial property that we get, as cheap a property as we can possibly get, and we're going to, and undeveloped in a rural area. We want to set that up to start manufacturing. We want to start making that a manufacturing facility, and we want to put maybe a house on it. And then once we do that, and have like living quarters there, we could have somebody who comes and works and lives to manage that facility and operating it and making it continuously profitable for some of our industries. So that would be something really cool if we could hire our first full-time employee and have our first full-time residential citizen. But that'll be something for the far but not too far future. That's something that we're going to be talking about once we get that initial piece of land, but that's what the initial piece of land is for, is to make us enough money to buy more land and bigger land. But we want to get a jump on land soon because land means big upgrades. Land means a lot of things that we can't do right now that we can do there, that'll be permanently set up for the Empire of Eternia, that can be upgraded regularly. It'll be a game-changing thing. Trudeau said, I'm awake due to field work. Good luck with your field work, Trudeau. I believe in you. Empire of White Wind said, OMG, I meant fund, not find. Matt says, Father AP has told you to leave or be heated. Goodness. Empire of White Wind says, I hate my phone. Matt says, my house on it. Hey, I appreciate it, Matt. Empire Whitewind says, no, it'd be the embassy that Whitewind would make. Ooh, interesting. Matt said no. Empire Whitewind said yes. Drew says, so we have made about $400 in 3 months for the Empire of Eternia. I will have to check back. It may not be exactly that, but it's pretty close. Yes, we have made probably $200 or $300 in the last 3 months for the Empire of Eternia, and then like $100 just from like basically Steven, and then the Patreon. Like let's actually check it out if you want to know the numbers here. Hold on, let me jump into a window that you can't see so I can get through my password and stuff. What's up? I sure can. I have to go crack an egg. Could y'all follow me to crack an egg? I guess you can't, but give me 1 second and I'll tell you. Ooh, we have more purchases. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Our Imperial Market has jumped up to 21 sales. I appreciate y'all. So stats, how much money we made, all-time revenue just hit $300. Thank you guys so much. That's incredible. Of all time, since November 2019, we have made $300 in the last 3 months. In the last month, we made $65. So, and that's March 1st through 4th. So this year we made $240. January to March, January, February, March. Yeah, so we made $240 in the last 3 months. For the Empire of Eternia. Let me go crack that egg, guys. I will be right back. And we're back. White Wind says we finished the battle. I won. Oh goodness. Drew said, "Oh God, I need to step up the game." Zykorland said, "Your uniforms." Ooh, interesting. Our uniforms for what? Whiteman said 5 years, an approximate total will be 10,000 USD. Hey, I appreciate it. That's the goal. Republica Goralska says, "Why is my alt here?" That's a great question. Hey, what's going on? Empire of White One said, "Trudeau, no." Hedgie said, "I applied to become a citizen. Will soon buy some Imperial notes." Thank you very much, Hedgie. I appreciate it. That means a lot. I will contact you. If you just applied to become a citizen, that's fantastic. We will be contacting you very, very shortly. Um, Trudeau says, "Why is sound not working?" Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me all right? Sorry about that, guys. Richard Taylor said half of last month's probably came from me and Matt. I think that's so. Uh, Trudeau said, "K, it's all working." Drew Andy K says, "Hedgie, you need to do more than apply and pay. You need to work to earn it." Uh, well, no, I appreciate it. Uh, the I guess it depends on how you do it. That's true. If you apply to become a citizen, we will contact you about the details of how to do that. But you can either fulfill your citizenship requirements. Basically, the requirement is that every citizen be economically productive for the empire, so that we can create a stable economy. So that means either supporting us like $1 a month tier on our Patreon that covers your citizenship taxes, or you can pay those citizenship taxes via creating content for our YouTube channel and helping us to make things that we can make profitable for it, like our content. So that was just what I think Drew was referring to. Empire of White One says, "Hedgie, I'm not uh, uh, allied to Eternia yet, and I'm planning on buying $10,000 worth of notes." Matt says, "Me and Richard probably did 3/4 of it." Drew said, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. Richard has forgot about me again." Oh, goodness. Well, Drew, nobody's forgotten about you. You and Matt both kill the game, first and second, on the on the aristocrat board. If you guys have checked the aristocrat board, you will see two familiar names, Matt Freeman and Drew Freeman, as of right now. Um, and I appreciate you guys. Empire White One said, uh, Zycroland said, "What is the Emperor's official uniform?" Well, if you go back and watch some of our previous videos, you should see it. I have a red ascot, I have a green jacket. It's actually.
Hey, don't be cussing on stream. About that ascot. Or whatever you said.
Ascot?
You said it, but all I heard was ass. I'm like, no.
I thought I did curse and I didn't realize. I was like, ooh. Um,
You did earlier.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I have a red ascot, I have a green jacket, and like some slacks. You guys should check it out in previous videos. Um, uh, Matt said, "Hedgie, I will pay for your citizenship. Let me pay for your citizenship, Hedgie." Hedgie said, all right." Hey, interesting. Yeah, so Matt is the richest Eternian as of right now, and he's buying people citizenship. So if you want Matt to buy you a citizenship, hit Matt up. Uh, Whiteman says, Chuto says, "LOL, those I will pay for citizenship guys are everywhere." Um, Empire of White One says, "I can pay for a lot of citizens." That's true. Richard Taylor says, "Greetings, Drew. Sorry, I was caught up AP's excitement over Eternia. I am very hype over Eternia. We are doing a lot here, and it's all thanks to you guys." Gulligan says, "Take a seat and get in line." White Wind. Everybody's clowning because Richard forgot people. Oh goodness, it's okay. It's Richard. Richard knows us all. He's down with us all. And it was White Wind as well. Um, we're all spreading the love here. We're all creating a whole community. And it's cool too because the more that we get people like in our Discord, the more that we get people um, developing our culture and doing like feedback stuff. Ooh.
Should I just break them up into smaller ones? I don't have 40 patterns.
I think they're good. They'll shrink. I mean, if you want to break them
I
up
just
again.
figured I'd rather it thick. But I mean, I could do it this way, I just gotta do it slow.
Got you, girl.
So I don't burn you outside.
We're doing hamburgers, and I'm excited about it. Drew said, I want to see how much it will cost to make an Eternium sword. We may hit that up very soon, actually. Well, not very soon. Not very soon, to be honest with you. We will hit it up at some point, I am certain. Zykerland said, please answer your email from Zykerland Gov for a diplomatic discussion. I appreciate it. I've just been rushing all over the place trying to launch the Guide of Foundation and Principles. That's something I've wanted to launch for a minute, and the last few days have been especially busy because of that and school stuff. Drew said, I'm curious how glorious it'll be. I imagine it'll be fantastic, Drew. We'll inscribe your name and it'll be beautiful. Trudeau says, we'll get a Truchoian Chupaga. I'm curious what that means. Empire of White One says, I have a forge in my garage, so I can make a sword. That's very cool. Drew said, Tiff be sounding British. You got called out by Drew. Richard said, let's see, if I'm correct on my calculation, there should be a new 35 notes added to my total. Ooh, okay. That sounds accurate. I will go back and check it out. Like I said, I need to update the Aristocrat board. I just haven't the last few streams. I need to though. Matt said, Eternium Funko Pops? I'd be hype about that. I want Eternium Funko Pops for sure. We could have a Funko Pop of me, of the flag, of Tiff, of Gray, of Steven. We can hit it up. We have one of Richard. Hey, we can have one of Matt, one of Drew. We can hit it up. Drew says, AP, I'm going to check it out. See if anything cheap or anything I may buy for Eternia and ship it to you. Hey, that's very cool. I appreciate it. Matt says, Richard will be second place. Hey, very nice. So Richard's going to be moving up. That means Drew's going to be separated from his brother on the Aristocrat board. But I think Drew's buying more notes soon. This is going to be an interesting dynamic to see how it develops. I always like watching the Aristocrat board change because you can see people jumping in the chat on all these live streams being like, no, I'm about to be buying this many notes, like has been happening for the past like 45 minutes on this stream. People running back and forth trying to figure out who's going to be on the top of the Aristocrat board in the next like 2 streams. But yeah, I would love to see what you can do as far as trying to ship something to us once we get our P.O. box. Matt said, wait, Richard will be second place. Whitewind said, I'm going to be first soon. Whitewind's trying to jump in and destroy the Aristocrat board. This is interesting. Drew said, not for long, AP, more coming. He may beat me once, but I shall keep my place. Very cool. I appreciate it, Drew. Let me see. So, Zykraland said, how long do you think Eternia will last? Well, hopefully a very long time. We're trying to build to the point where it'll last certainly a lot longer than I will. Hopefully it'll last, hundreds, if not thousands of years. I want the Empire of Eternia to be something that lasts for generations and generations, and people to know a long, thorough history of the Empire of Eternia and what we do and why we do it. And hopefully that we make some large contributions to what it means to be a human. That's the idea. That's where we want to go. Matt said, Whitewind, sit down. Sit down, Whitewind. Richard Taylor says, plus I have the mark of the owl and the medal. That's true. Richard is getting these rarities. Whitewind says, no, always stand. Drew says, also I'm purchasing the Unity medal. Hey, very nice. Everybody's hitting up the Unity medal. I appreciate it. If you guys don't know what the Unity medal is, it's something that we are developing, that we have developed actually, to show specific support for, sorry guys, to show specific support for the Empire of Eternia and our micronational community. The Unity Medal shows essentially that you don't have to be violent, and you don't have to put up a military in order to justify your claims as a micronation. That being supported by a larger micronational community, having hundreds or thousands of people all around the world that recognize your sovereignty as a nation, and your right to exist as a community, as a people, and as an identity for a person. That is fundamental to what it means to recognize that. So that Unity Medal shows this shield, like we talked about last time, um, that this shield represents sort of the connection that all us micronations have just on the basis of our desire to be recognized and to have this connection with each other of that mutual recognition. And then as well, this arrow that hangs down from it, which represents one, the I like because arrow symbology, symbolism with the Empire of Eternia and the arrow on our flag, but also the arrow hanging down to show that we don't have to draw our weapons. We don't have to wage war against each other. We can sort of let those down and keep steady in our defense and recognition of each other. So that's the idea, is that we really um, want to do that. Roland Brewer said, AP, have you thought about getting into agriculture? I would love to get into agriculture. We don't have the space for it right now. We don't have the space for it, and as well, it's kind of tricky to get into, like, and make a lot of money and be competitive. It's just interesting. Um, Matt says, I got 2 owls marks. Very nice. Wait, so are the owls marks both for you, Matt, or is one for Drew? Um, Cooligan says we should get one of those YouTube sub counter things, but make it for the aristocrat board. Agreed. So that's one of the things that's interesting. We're gonna YouTube sub counter things and make it for the aristocrat board on the stream. We absolutely should. That'd be really interesting to see it jump back and forth like a stock ticker or something. The Empire of Zerkaland said, what is Eternia's current land claim? Zycroland said, what is Eternia's current land claim? You can actually go on the website to the Empire of Eternia website here, and you can see we have both of our territories located on our micronational map. And check that out there. So yeah, that'd be the place to go for that. Richard Taylor said, Roland, I want to start a homestead to help feed Eternium when we have enough land. Absolutely. I think that'd be very, very cool. Matt says, boys, we might have 2 new citizens. Just got DM'd about me paying for their citizenships. Well, I indeed am giving one to Drew. Very nice. Hey, sweet. So we're about to have a whole bunch of citizenships. Very nice. Roland said, I think...
drop them down when they spend their money?
What's up?
Are you gonna drop them down when they spend their money?
Ooh. When they spit, yeah, yep, yes. Tiffany asked a fantastic question. Am I going to drop you down when you spend your notes? Yeah, so it's a total of how many notes you currently have. So right now, because nobody's able to officially, you can send back your notes, I guess, in exchange for USD, but there's not really a way for you to spend your notes as of yet. So while we're trying to develop that, Tiffany asked a great question. When someone spends their notes. Once we get everything online to say, hey, if you want to buy a Unity medal, if you want to buy an Owls mark, if you want to buy something from our website, all you have to do is, if you have Imperial notes purchased already, just let us know how many Imperial notes you want to use towards your thing, and we'll have it set up in a system online to pay for that and to cover it. So as we set up for that, Tiffany said, hey, if someone spends their notes, are you going to drop them down on the aristocrat board? Yes, absolutely. So the aristocrat board totals are based on an individual's total imperial note holdings. So when you use them, that means that you have spent them and therefore you have less. That is a great question. It's not just a grand total of how many notes you've ever gotten, it's how many you currently have. It's like the richest person sort of thing. If you spend some of your money, you're no longer the richest.
Yeah, millionaire go spend a million, still be a millionaire. But if he only has 1 million, then he just becomes broke at the end.
Exactly. Richard Taylor says, Roland, I want to start a homestead. Um, Roland said, I think that'd be great, Richard. Matt said, attorney in soup kitchen. That would be interesting. Zycroland said, how many imperial notes for the Unity medals? So all of our imperial notes are 1-to-1 to USD, so it's $15 plus shipping and tax and stuff. Zycroland says, never mind, you just explained it on the stream. Hey, I appreciate it. Also, Tiffany brought up a great point. Well, you were talking about the dropping people down and stuff, and then you talked about how somebody has $1 million and then they like
Spend it.
spend it, then they no longer have $1 million. It's this boy. But yeah, that's the idea. Is that we're trying to. Ooh, Matt said back. I appreciate it, Matt. Um, but that's the idea. Of what we're trying to do right now is we are trying to set the Empire of Eternia up so that we are consistently moving forward with making more and more opportunities for not only our citizens but for the community at large that supports the Empire of Eternia, and using those to accelerate our growth toward our goals like a land purchase. One of the things that I talked about at the beginning of the stream that holds really important for right now is the idea that we don't have our economy fully taken into account for losses. So we have the total amounts that we have made in profit from, that we've made in income from the services that we use, but we haven't actually totaled the final profit. And so the net that we are actually sitting at is accurate to what we have, but is not accurate to losses that we've taken as well. So we need to account for that and figure that out pretty quickly to give a final estimate or a more accurate estimate of how close or far we are from our land purchase. As well, our $10,000 land goal is something that we've been hyping up for a little while now, but is also an estimate. It's something that we're basing off of absolute smallest, cheapest pieces of land that are available. And if and if we look into it further and we really do find a piece of land that we like that's a little bit more expensive, we may extend it a little bit, but it all depends on the timeline and, you know, when we try to make a real big push for it. Multiple things. Richard Taylor said, don't forget to discuss art auctions with Tiffany. I will hit up Tiffany to see if she wants to do that. I also know Tiffany's hella busy. It's her last semester in college, so that's something to think about as well. Hmm. 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 But we will definitely be having auctions. Matt said, if someone spends $1 million on Imperial notes, I am done. I am legit done. I am gone. I am just done. Matt, if someone spends $1 million on Imperial notes, that's great. Because that means we have land. That means we'd have a good bit to like build with and develop with. It'd be hype. I think you'd be really, really hype if someone spent $1 million on Imperial notes. Drew said, have you had conversations with people at the post office, like shipping out all these orders? Not particularly. I mean, you just send it out. Like it's not like you really discuss a ton about what's in it. I haven't, especially because the post office as well is a fairly busy place most of the time. So especially now with COVID going on, weirdly enough, because people want to mail things. People want to send people that they can't see in person physical items. So the post office has been fairly busy, and whenever you go in there, it's not like, you have like a good while to like chat with the person. Maybe if you're in a small town one or whatever, but um, when we go in to try and do stuff like that, it's always like you get your stuff and you get out, and there's just a line. That was a really good question. White Wind said estimated amount in the company in 2029 is $2,672,092.34 in USD. So I may possibly do a mill. Wow, that'd be awesome. Congratulations! I'm excited to see it. Hmm. Matt said it is great, but the horrible part is they would buy out everything in our markets instantly. I don't think that. I don't think everybody, like, you can't buy out every. If you bought out everything, that'd be great, and then we just make more. Drew Andy K said bluff. Matt said now he's capping. Drew said what's the company? Empire of Whiteland said what company do you think it is? Ooh, interesting. Empire Zirkaland said I am sorry, Empire of Whiteland, you're going to spend half your company's sales on Imperial notes. Zykerland has an interesting point, but also let them do it. Let them do it. It'll be an interesting investment. They'll be diversifying their portfolio. Trinity K said Costco. Trudeau said I'm back. It's good to see you, Trudeau. That's kind of more or less what we're talking about right now, is just how. Whiteman says, Drew, what is Costco? I think he means Costco. And it's, or maybe it is COSCO. I don't know. Yeah, it is COSTCO. Yep, there we go. So yeah. Baby cat. Oh yeah, that is very true. Thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany's bringing up great points. We've been increasing on our Instagram. Our Instagram is almost to 300 followers right now, which is incredible. We have a goal for our foundation or formation stage. Or excuse me, for our foundation stage. For our foundation stage, which is the second stage we're in development of the Empire of Eternia right now, which I actually want to update the Guide to Foundation and Principles, even though we just came out with our first one. I want to update it to include more about that, but I wanted to get a rough copy out right now. So first copy's out. Soon we will have more stuff about the stages of growth and development for the Empire of Eternia and which ones we've gone through so far. But as of right now, we are in the second stage of development. We are in our formation stage, and what that is doing is trying to hit marks of growth and achievement for the Empire of Eternia. One of those, of course, is getting to monetization on our YouTube channel. It's a big economic goal for us. That's always been something that we've talked about on the channel. But as well, one of the big things for us has been trying to push for. Hey, Richard Taylor says I follow you on Instagram. I appreciate it. The other part, excuse me, got choked up a little bit. The other part of our goals for the foundation stage have been really dealing with trying to get our social media presence expanded and get into other areas of the micronational community that we may not be hitting and that may not know enough about us. So and about what we're trying to create. So those primarily have been Instagram and Twitter that we focused on so far. YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, from what we've seen, comprise a lot of the micronational community online. Of course, there's MicroWiki, but that's hard to actually communicate through. Discord as well, but we've got our own Discord pretty well locked down, which has been interesting. And that's what we're trying to do. So we had a goal of 500 Instagram followers for the end, for being a completion mark for one of the completion marks for the foundation stage, which would be meaning we're moving into our third stage, and our third stage is our land purchase stage, which is particularly exciting. So We aren't in our land purchase stage yet. We're still in stage 2, but we are moving toward goals that are completion goals for stage 2, like 500 Instagram followers. We're at 300 right now, 200 more, and we'll be at that 500 goal. We have a goal of 250 for Twitter. Twitter right now, we're at 80. We're nearly at 100. We're significantly less than half of our goal, but not too far away from half. We will be getting up there soon. Once we hit those goals and once we hit monetization, the only other goals are purely economic, and with achieving a certain amount of money, like certain amount of sales on our Etsy and a certain amount of promotion on our Patreon. All of those things are things that are really quickly starting to happen and just check off the list for us. So we're moving toward our land purchase with breakneck speed, and I can't wait to continue to see that traction increase. Lot of stuff. Hmm. So, Empire of White Wind is talking about a trucking company. Um, that's interesting. Drew K says, "All right, everyone, FBI mode background. Check this." Uh, Chuto says, "Does AP use Facebook?" Gooligan says, or Matt says, "Mine was basically what he said though." Whitewind. Whitewind says, "If I leak it, I'd be leaking my last name." Zycroland says, "Empire of Whitewind. What is the name of the company?" Um, Chuto says, "It is professional that Chuto take pride in heritage that predates Chuto, yet is unique to Chustro's region." Interesting. Zycroland said, "You're a monarch, Whitewind. You have a house name, not a last name." Um, that doesn't necessarily have to be, but it is interesting. Whitewind said, "Richard, my dad worked for J.D. Hunt." Oh, that's interesting. Drew said, "Hey Siri, what truck companies are on the East Coast?" Oh, goodness. Um, Trudeau said the amount of orange Trudeau is crazy. Interesting. Taylor says, "Damn, that was a better guy than I thought." Uh, a better guess. Uh, Gooligan says, "Whitewind is capping." They're trying to call Whitewind out. We'll see. We'll see when this $1 million of notes comes in. We'll see how hard he selects it. But we do have 21 sales as well. And we have six favorites as well. When you guys go to the Imperial Market and check it out and purchase stuff from us, definitely make sure to favorite us because that helps us to get viewed more on Etsy just by itself. So a lot of our traffic, we have analytics for our for our um, for our Etsy as well, but a lot of our traffic comes just directly from you guys, which is great because it means we have a really supportive community. But it sucks because it means that not a ton of people are really checking us out on Etsy, and Etsy's not promoting us. So when you guys do buy stuff, some of you, plenty of you, 6 of you, already have us supported with the favorite. But if you go to buy something and you're not favorited yet, please do that. Um, Matt said he also said direct number, which no human does. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Empire of Whitewind said Croft Transport LLC. Oh, ooh, interesting. Um, Empire of Zycroland says I looked it up and it says permanently closed. Whitewind says yes, we know. Interesting. That's an interesting setup. Ooh, this is getting weird. Okay, let's not dox people. Let's just not do it. So talking about just how we're trying to move forward, that's a big part of it is trying to hit all of those goals and trying to make sure that we're doing it in a way that lets us grow as a group quicker. And I think that's a big part of what doing things like getting the Guide to Foundation and Principles down and submitted to you guys for your knowledge is because as we launch things like the Prestige system, as we launch more partnerships and alliances with other nations, as we start to move closer and closer to land, you guys have just more and more information to go off to understand really what the Empire of Eternia is all about and kind of what you're seeing happening in real time broken down to you and discussed in plenty of time for you to make educated decisions about how much you want to support the Empire. So that's an interesting thing that we're trying to put out, and it's something that I am certain is going to benefit us if so far has been any indication. We are shooting straight to land. Zycroland says, I look it up and just, yep. Richard Taylor says, I put every new Eternian item on my Etsy favorite list. Hey, thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate it. Yeah, see, so we have a whole bunch of favorites. Thanks to Richard, and thanks to people like Richard who are hitting up our shop. Tough 10-4 said, I got in trouble at school for doing the Nazi salute during the pledge. Don't do that. That's bad. Trutosh says, our head of state, president, whatever you want to call him, used to hate Eternia, but now he likes it and wants AP to react to our folk music. Hey, that's very cool. I would love to react to your folk music. You gotta hit me up with your folk music. Tough said, it's not a Nazi salute, that's how it originally was. But if you got in trouble for doing a Nazi salute, they clearly thought it was a Nazi salute. So I don't know. I feel like if you're getting in trouble over it, like if it's causing that much of a disruption, maybe, I don't know. Maybe don't hit it up. Like, I guess it's legal for you to do it. You can do it, but I don't know about it. Tough said, White One says, I do it every time they don't care anymore. Interesting. Truto says, doxing ain't cool, bruv. Agreed. White One says, I dox myself, bruv. Truto says, in my religion, that's a holy symbol, so I hate it when people call me a Nazi. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. That's awful. And I certainly hope that gets better for you. I'm really curious as to how that works. That sounds crazy to just constantly be. Is that something that predates? Which one came before? I guess which one came first? Because then that depends on who's copied who. Hey, we have 1132 subs now. We just hit 1132. That's trekking towards 1200. Right now, our watch time is at because we're moving toward monetization. Our watch time is at 2661. So we are almost through 26. We're almost to 27, which is great. Once we get to 3,000, we are going to be 3/4 of the way to our goal for monetization. Once we hit monetization, all of our content should be monetizable, and that'll be great to see for our channel and also just for our community, because it'll mean hopefully more opportunity for other people to get involved as we become more and more financially viable. Tough said it's called the salute, I think. Interesting. White one said correct. Zane said long live Emperor AP. I appreciate it. Long live Zane. Tough said like 90% of pagan symbols are in some way used by Nazis. Interesting. Weird. Empire of White Wind said incorrect. Interesting. He's coming out with these fact checks. Zane Karatala said long live Emperor AP. Empire of White Wind said correct. Hey, very nice. I appreciate it. At least we got one correct. Tough said Swastika in Europe is ancient. Interesting. Richard Taylor says it's amazing how symbols get twisted. Swastika is a sun symbol from ancient Germanic tribes. It was also found in South America and other areas of the world. Interesting. So it's a common thing potentially. White one said 3 hours for me is 1 minute for YouTube. Ooh, very very nice. I still believe in it though. Like the longer that you guys hang out on stream, is the um, is like a big deal for our YouTube algorithm. That's one of the things. Every time you watch an hour, it goes into 1 hour of our watch time. So if we have 9 people who watch for an hour, we have 9 hours of watch time. If we have 12 people who watch for an hour, it's 12 hours of watch time. But then if you start streaming for 2 or 3 hours, if you could steady get like 12, 20 people, you'd start racking up watch time like nobody's business. It's just about trying to get more and more people to hang out on the streams and stay through the full stream. The longer we get people watching, the better. Um, multiple things. Drew indicates that AP won't get monetized. Watch us. We will get monetized. Tough said Indians still use it. Hindus. Interesting. Shuto said the swastika here comes from ancient Greece and was adapted by Lyrians who neither mixed it with the blocks who migrated and incorporated into the modern day Shuto. Interesting. We still use it. He said I play your videos on my TV and computer while I sleep in a big playlist. Hey, I appreciate it. That's interesting. So then I hope you have a good night. First off, have a good night. Tough. If you're chilling, getting ready for bed. Also, other thing. Um, so that helps our watch time a ton. I'm sure. If you're going back and watching the old live streams, I'm sure you have like tidbit information that everybody's forgot. That you're like, no, I actually saw that because I watched through the entire live stream for multiple like old live streams. That's very cool. I appreciate it. Do you watch the whenever you do that, do you watch the edited videos more or do you watch the streams more? Because the streams are longer, so I feel like you would have um, more time to mess with, but at the same time, I don't know. Uh, Tough said I play your videos in the background on a big playlist. I appreciate it. Drew said, "Hey AP, just sent an important document on Discord. I will check it out." Tough said, "Soothing voice puts me to sleep." I appreciate it. Do you do the edited or the live streams? Because I'm curious. Edited might be more like interesting, but the from moment to moment. But the live streams are a lot longer. He said it's a mix of both. Okay. Zycroland said, "What degree are you getting, AP? Masters or bachelors?" Bachelors in physics right now. Empire of White One said, "I've been chilling in bed for 3 hours watching the stream." Hey, I appreciate it. Wait, you can't have been. We've only been streaming for an hour and 37 minutes. You have not been in bed for 3 hours watching this stream. Tough says a mix of both. Richard Taylor retracted his message, but we got 10 viewers, which is helping us out a bunch. I appreciate it. Um, Interesting. Drew sent me a link to a video. I'm very curious uh, as to how this is about to work. Um, Shuto says I watch more of the edited videos. Nice. We are definitely going to be trying to get more edited videos out there. Tough said physics is cool. Physics is very cool. Physics will teach you a lot about the way that the world works, the way that the universe works. It teaches you a lot about how to like tackle problems and do just critical thinking stuff. Physics is really cool. It forces you to get better at math too. Physics just it's a lot of studying. Empire of White One says, I've been in bed playing on my phone and then the stream came up. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm glad to be joining you there in your hangout. Very cool. Um, I'm trying to figure out. Oh goodness, how I could get through to the next part of the stream. There we go. Okay, perfect. Hey. Richard Taylor retracted the message. Tough said, I know how the world really works. Trudeau says, wait, I'm in the future. You're in the future? That's interesting. Richard Taylor says, I can do complex math in my mind, but I can't write out the formulas for some reason. Interesting. I'd be really curious to see how that works. Like, could you test it with a thing? Could you be like, I'm gonna do something that's just a lot of like addition or multiplication or division or something, and then come up with a final answer in your mind, and then like have someone else write down or like record yourself when you say it or something, and then like speak it out or something, and then whenever you actually get to the end, see if it's the correct answer. I'd be really curious, and that may just be it's an interesting thing to see the different ways that humans develop. So, different strengths and weaknesses. Um, Zycroland said, bye bye everyone. Oh, see you, Zycroland. It was good to have you. Trudeau says, LOL time zone made it that I'm in the 4th and AP is in the 3rd. Yeah, we're now in the 4th. But yeah, you're right. It is March 4th. Now it's 12:17. But yeah, you were in the future. Trudeau says, what religion is AP? This is an interesting question that we will have to answer next time on Dragon Ball Z. Richard Taylor says, good night, Zycroland. Tuff says, have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? During the case says, AP, that video explains the time continuum. I will have to check it out. That's very cool. I will definitely have to look that up. I'm excited to see it. It's a physics video. What religion is AP? Trudeau asked. I was raised Roman Catholic, but I am no longer practicing. That's my stance. Let's see. But I don't consider myself Christian either. I'm I suppose non-religious. But I definitely am supportive of other people's religions. So. I feel like that's a good stance for me to be at. Empire of White Wind says, time to move to Australia to be in the 5th. Goodness. White Wind's going to say, I'm going to travel the world just to beat you both in your economy and to become the top of the aristocrat board and just to beat you in your own time zone. He's going to show up in the future just to make fun of us with our own money. That's the kind of baller stuff that the Empire of White Wind does. Let me see here. Ooh. Richard Taylor says, I know I can look at something and figure out how to do it. I can't explain it to anyone. It's just something I know for myself. Very interesting. I'm excited to hear more about that at some point. I'm gonna try and skip this. Were you? Okay. Oh no. 10 viewers. I appreciate y'all. Tough 10-4 said, I believe in the man. Nice. Drew Andy K said, if you want, we can watch it on stream. It's very cool. I'm very curious, but I actually don't want to watch it on stream because demonetization. If we use other people's content that isn't free for profit, we will get fussed at. I've had multiple live streams get taken down in the beginning of the channel for doing exactly that. Tough said, if you know, you know. You know if you know. Very interesting. But yeah, I would love to do stuff like that on stream. I just know I'm not careful enough. And it'll end up being a situation where I try and show something on stream and then we can't monetize this like 2-hour stream. So. Trudeau says, is it only me, or countries like the American Empire, the one that claims Iraq, etc., giving a wrong view of micronationalism? So, I think there are just different reasons that people start micronations. And you shouldn't say, well, this person or this person isn't a micronation if they're doing that. But I think there are definitely different reasons, like we talked about with Molossi and Kevin Bond, how there's just sometimes for certain people a limit to what they're willing to do for their micronation. For others, there isn't. That's a definitional difference based on who they are as individuals and how they pursue their goals, but that doesn't necessarily make them represent the wrong side of micronationalism, just a different side. Um, Drew said, nah, many others have done reactions and such, just give feedback on it. That's the only rule, lol. I'm interested to check it out. I'm going to check it out after the stream, and then if I want to do a reaction on stream at some point, I will do it. I just don't want to get joked. Tough said there's one that's like, um, and they claim a pebble the owner has in his pocket. That's cool. That's like an interesting development for a micronation. Empire of White One says, oh, Richard Taylor says, my beliefs are a hybrid of Native American and Norse cultic Celt paganism. Or Celt paganism. I've had a lot of bad experiences in organized religions. That makes sense. It's a particularly interesting setup you have, and I'm curious to hear more about it one day. I'm excited to meet you, Richard. It'd be very cool. Tough said 10-4. Tough 10-4 said, But yeah, I feel like that's something that just expresses the difference that people have in the way that they want to develop their micronation and what they think micronationalism is all about for them and the way that they live. I don't think anybody who's saying other people deserve the right to create their own country, I don't think they're somebody who should be like shut down or whatever, just for that being a little bit different than the way that you might. But I do think that there is going to be challenges with all of us just trying to be under the same banner of micronation. I don't think people should fracture off into different names, though. I think there should just be more of an inherent difference made as to which micronations are realist and which ones are fantasy. And I hope part of that becomes the system that we are developing in the prestige system that will help to define stuff like that. Large complex structures for micronationalism. Whiteman says, the religion of my country is to worship a certain tree or pray towards it. That's very cool. Tell us more about that. You'll have to share your documentation with us or something. Shuto says, in my religion, we do a lot of pagan rituals mixed with Christianity, like today, scaring away the storms. Ooh, that's very cool. That's exciting to hear about. Tuff says, my brother joined the Knights Party Crusader Youth Corps. I'm not sure what that is. Richard Taylor says, goodness Christ. Richard Taylor says AP is Eternium is LGBT friendly, right? Of course we are, absolutely. Tuff said if you don't know what that is, it's the KKK. Then that's horrible. Tuff, I'm sorry that your brother joined a racist organization. That's horrible. A notoriously like racist, murderous organization. I'm sorry to hear about that. Richard Taylor says AP Eternium is LGBT friendly, right? Yes, absolutely we are. 100%. Shuto says, I live in an LGBT free zone in Poland. What is that? Ooh, what does that even mean? LGBT free zone. How does that work? He says he hates it. Or they said they hate it. Shuto says, poor people deported. People who are gay are deported? Interesting. Richard Taylor says, cool, I'm trans. Interesting. So, Richard... that's interesting. First off, I guess, thank you for telling us. That's something that's really cool. You definitely don't have to share those things over the internet with people that you meet. And so it's flattering that you feel comfortable enough to share that with our community. But as well, I feel like Ooh, Tiffany has made me dinner, so now I'm going to be distracted from a very thought-provoking question. Uh, and I'm going to stare at this delicious bacon burger while not answering tough topic things. That's very cool, Richard. I'm glad to hear that you support us. And I guess tell me what you think about Eternia as we continue forward. I myself am not trans, and so I don't know always a trans person's perspective on the Empire of Eternia and everything that we're doing. I don't think as of right now there's been too much that's affected the trans community that the Empire of Eternia has done, but I also don't know. So I would be curious to learn about that. I think in general, though, the Empire of Eternia has always tried to be accepting to anybody in any lifestyle. Like I think we'd be accepting of like um, anything that isn't particularly just harmful to other people. Even in our like legal policies, we want to be rehabilitative over punitive, I guess. So there's a lot to unpack there, but everything starts in our guided foundation principles. Tiffany's like, please eat dinner. Yeah, can I have it up? Thank you. We're eating dinner together on stream. I will have to dip off stream here in a second, guys. Empire of White One says bacon. Drew Andy K says a whole bunch of stuff that I can't. You desert nor and ooh, I don't even know what you're saying now. It's okay. I'm just completely thrown now. I guess good luck everybody. People are now putting I guess it's pig Latin in the chat. I don't know I don't know what y'all are up to in the chat, but I can't read any of these comments. Trito says here most people never heard of LGBT. Interesting. Uh, really? That's just surprising with internet access. I would say good luck to that nation. Uh, Telling them trans exists would blow my village's mind. Interesting. Uh, that's a crazy concept. Um, Truto says telling them Drew Andy Case is never gonna give you up backwards, get rickrolled. Oh, you did rickroll me. Richard Taylor says, I'm glad you said that. I hate labels. All I ask is to be treated like I'm human. That's completely fair. Yeah. I think that's kind of what everyone wants down to it. Um, and I'm glad that you feel that way. I'm glad that you feel that hopefully we can provide some sense of that. The world's never going to be completely equal. The world's never going to be something that perfectly is tolerating of everybody in their situations because we're all so different. But I think it's really cool to at least come from a common ground that everyone feels comfortable with. I don't know. I think it's good to be able to make something and to make headway in that, even if it's a limited effort. Ooh, it came out so crispy. Does it? I'm really excited. Tiffany made us burgers tonight and they're so thick. I'm so excited.
Is that with 3 C's or 2?
It's with 3 C's for sure. Uh, King Andrew Carter changed himself from prime minister to king. That's interesting. I'm curious to hear about that. He said good night. Have a good night. Drew said good night, everyone. Empire White One said some stuff in Pig Latin. Uh, you speak a Pig Latin? Yeah. No, I don't. But now I do. I guess I learned it from your message. Tough says, I'm interested in your religion as I'm Christian. I also have pagan beliefs because I'm from the South. A lot of our folks. Lori here just saying like leftover stuff from Scottish pagans. Interesting. That's curious. And I don't know all the different ways that people's religions develop, I guess, but it's really cool to see people discuss that. I've seen the micronational community especially as a particularly accepting place of like, hey, we created our own religion to go along with our nation, and here it is, and this is how it's going. It's particularly interesting to see like documentation of people describing that and talking about their ideas about the afterlife and stuff. It's a particularly crazy concept. But yes, everyone have a good night. I appreciate everybody. Matt said good night. Roland Brewer said goodnight. Everybody, please go on our website, read the Guide to Foundation and Principles. Look forward to more stuff that we're doing very, very soon. Please share everything with your friends. Let people know what we're doing. Get them educated. And I will see you all very, very soon. Till the next time that we progress closer to land. Peace, everybody. You gonna say bye too? Bye, everybody.